Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptid Cartoons with Dirty Fylth. We have a cat already. Look at that gargoyle up there. Hello, Walter Kachubinski and Kitty Cattywhack. Anyways, I'm here every Saturday, pending UFO abductions or spaced out radio parties, and my paint container is sealed shut. Struggling. You can also catch the show Monday to Friday with Dave Scott, and on Wednesdays, the UFO Report with handsome Grantavius Flavius Maximus, Legio 13, mein Bruderschaft, with also Lee Strauss. And Friday, Element 115 with Lee as well. And on the weekends, me on Saturdays, followed by Mr. Rob G. That's capital M, Mr. Rob G. And also Sundays with Rob G as well. And yes, so today I'm doing my yearly Christmas card. This is where I tell everybody if you want a Christmas card, you'll just have to shoot me an email at fylth@fylthy.com with a Y because I'm terribly original. And you have to have a mailing address of some sort, and I'll be able to send you a Christmas card. And maybe there might be a shrinky dink, possibly. I'll have to get materials for. I'll have to get the materials for shrinky dinks.
I've got some prototypes. Yeah, it's hit and miss with the ones I have. If they flatten out or they just coil into themselves and turn into a ball of plastic mush.
Well, you might get a real shrinky dink or a ball of plastic mush. So it depends on if Fox can get her materials working properly. But either way, if you'd like a Christmas card, shoot me an email. We'll figure it out. Without further ado, I'm gonna draw this cartoon. It's gonna be difficult. I have to draw a ghost blob today, and I'm not really looking forward to that at all. So I'll probably just sit here and cry most of the time, and yes. So I do these Christmas cards every year. I send out about I think last year I sent like 70 some odd cards out, but I got a whole bunch of free stamps from work. The boss handed them out to me because you get a better deal than just using regular stamps at work now. Because in the shipping industry, you're always trying to find the best deal possible. So I get a whole bunch of extra stamps to send out, and it comes in a nice wax sealed envelope as well. It looks really nice. So, and then after that, we were Fox and I and my pal DFB Ray. We were originally going to go see the new Mortal Kombat movie, but to my terror, I was aghast to find out that it doesn't actually come out until next May. So apparently, they figure that it's going to be a better release date in the summer than fall when everyone's out buying all their Christmas junk they don't need. Except if you're going to buy junk for Christmas, I would suggest Cryptid Cartoons Volume 2 from me. That's worthy of stuff. It's great because, it can be a good conversation piece for your table when all the relatives come over for the holiday season. If you have lots of relatives that come over. You know what? I'm going to throw a little UFO in here. There's a big old blank space there, so it needs a UFO. We'll just add that in quick, and then nobody will know it wasn't there to begin with. We'll do the old classic UFO. I was mentioning the other day, I miss when UFOs were just nuts and bolts, and they had the spacious domed top. Excuse me, the spacious domed top and little spindly landing gears that they had, and now you got all these orbs and weird things and drones and such, which just not as fun. I think the last good video that they had with any, I guess, glass or viewing ports was the Turkish UFO. I think that was 2009 or whatever, which is such a good film, or video, that everybody thinks it was fabricated, but I'm not sure about it. Apparently, you can see the occupants. I can't really make it out, but that's how it works. Hello, Mr. Gargoyle. We've got a gargoyle on the side here as well. Hello, Walker. Thanks for jumping in and hanging out with everybody during this Christmas time drawing, which it has Sprogs and a UFO, so it still counts as Cryptid Cartoons and junk. But I also have another little drawing in due during the week, which is an advertisement for my book, and it's basically me giving Sasquatch a sack of money for telling everybody that he recommends Cryptid Cartoons Volume 2. 10 out of 10, he says, and he gets a laundry sack full of money from me. It's actually cat snacks and a Saskatoon berry pie. But nonetheless, aside from my grumpiness about not being able to go to a theater, which I haven't gone for a long time, so it doesn't seem to be anything interesting in my terribly humble opinion, the new Predator film just looks absolutely terrible. So I'll probably see it when I can steal it off the internet or something, or acquire it off the internet of some sort. But it just, I don't know. You know, I for years I always said they should make a Predator film where the Predator is actually the main character, the Watya, if you will, which they believe that's what they call themselves. But the new one looks just absolutely terrible. It's like it's a Disney film now, and I automatically boycott Disney. And I should say that I didn't like Disney before it got popular to not like Disney. I haven't liked Disney since I was a kid. Too much singing. Just terrible. Everybody's like, let's watch this Disney movie. And I go to watch it and I'm like, hey, this isn't bad. And all of a sudden there's some stupid song. I'm just not a fan of musicals. Even when I found out that Ogre from Skinny Puppy was in Repo, the Genetic Opera, I was all excited. I went, okay, maybe I'll tough it through and watch a musical just because it's got Ogre and I'm a huge Skinny Puppy fan. Yeah, well, it lasted about 10 minutes and then I was like, no, we're not watching this. Not happening, folks. So I passed on that, and then now it just sits on my DVD collection, gathering all types of dust. Does it? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll take your word for it, Fox. I just can't do it. Look at that ghost blob. The little rounded off ears because he got frozen in a hay bale. Alrighty. But yes, also the Christmas cards. I usually end up throwing a little card or something into them because, like a little drawing card of some sort. Because I usually have a stack of those sitting around, which I actually haven't drawn any for a while. I gotta take a trip up to the art store again and get some new brushes, as well as some. Yeah, I really need some new brushes. These ones are absolutely terrible. Look at that gremlin just sitting there. Let's get a close up of him, shall we? He's a handsome fella. Hello, J Niffer 8. Ugh. I'm not happy with these terrible, terrible pens that I got, or these brushes, but I'll have to do that during the week here and get that all set up. I gotta get another scrap piece of paper somewhere so I can. Yeah, whatever. It'll be fine. I'll just use the top of the page. This is a unnaturally large painting. I normally don't draw them this big, but this makes it work good for the Christmas card for everything. And also, my calendar is in publication as we speak, so that should be out relatively soon here. I just got the last little bit done. I had to make a picture of myself because you gotta have a drawing for the back of it. Oh, that's a little off center, but that's fine. And then on top of that, I've been working on book number 3. I'm up to 100 and some odd drawings now. I think I got to cap it at that because it gets too thick and then it costs $9 million to print. And then, yeah, Amazon, they're printing stuff. If I was rich, I would just get myself a publisher, but you got to buy 1 million books before you get a publisher to actually print your stuff for you. That's all right, though. Such is life. When I become a New York Times bestseller, I'll be able to do that on a regular basis. I could just sit around and draw cartoons and book people for the show all day. That'd be nice, but gotta Got to pay my bills, so I got to go work at the warehouse and get boxes of expired meat to bring home. Delicious. Oh, let's see here. Purple. I believe we're going to go for purple this year for the missus. These are accurate depictions of the both of us. She does exist, I can promise you that. Or she's a figment of people's imagination. It's very powerful magic that I have, that when people come over and visit, they believe that she's really there. Right, Fox? Yes. But not all is terrible. We can't go to the movie, but we could go for chicken wings after, so that's always good. And my pal Ray's coming with us, which I had previously mentioned. I told him to come over earlier, so maybe he can come on and say hi, and then we can meet my pal Ray, which I've known since high school. I even drew a cartoon of him in high school because he'd always complain about having to take out his paper and do notes. His teacher would go, "All right, everybody, we're going to do some notes here," and Ray'd be all grumpy pants, like, "I don't want to do these stupid notes." So I drew a cartoon of him. I still have it. Paper is a little faded and kind of rotty away a little bit, but not much you can do about it. Have a swig of my delicious tea. What am I having today? Some kind of T&T supermarket fancy brand stuff. Not sure if it's fancy brand, but I had to give it a try because I always like the tea from T&T supermarket. The T&T supermarket's like an Asian restaurant / grocery store / everything store. You can buy beauty supplies there. So when you buy your Peking duck, you can get your 1 second here. When you buy your Peking duck, you can also get your soy sauce and all types of other delicious things. I have to check something really quick because I forget which colors I used last year. Luckily, I have all my art piled into this gigantic folder here with 8 trillion drawings in it. There we go. I have to get my reference sheet up. It's very important. Yes, I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday so far. My work week was a little bit short. We had Remembrance Day, which I believe the Americans call Veterans Day. And my pops wasn't feeling too well the last couple weeks, and he went in for surgery. The lobotomy was a success, and he was able to make it home, and he even went to the Legion. Like, he was home for like maybe a day or something, and he made it to the Legion. I was proud of him. He's a tough guy, but I'm way more handsome than he is. But he doesn't have more hair than me, so it kind of evens itself out. He just looks at you like, "What do you mean?" Hi. Oh boy. Nobody can see it, but the gargoyle is a shameless heathen for Whitney. She's his favorite foot-smelling pile-on person in the world, followed by my friend, the space captain. I don't think I've seen that cat. I don't think I've seen the gargoyle like anybody as much as he enjoys those two individuals. Now I gotta put some green on this dress here. Oh, let's see. Well, hey, lover. At some point, I want to show off your super cross stitching of 5 years. How about right now, so we can get out of the way and I don't have to bug you? Oh yeah, well. Anyways, I have to show this off because I think it's absolutely brilliant. Oh, look at that! There's the boys. But I have to show this because Mrs. Fylth does this. She's been doing this cross stitching thing for a while, and it's 2 dragons, and the thing's massive. Thanks, Kitty. Hello, tartar sauce, and NPZ. But anyways, this is it's a really cool. There's something like 100,000 stitches in this thing, and it looks like a painting, but it's not. And needless to say, she's skilled at stabbing things multiple times. And I think she's been doing it for 5 years or something. 4 years. Going on 5 years. Because I like to show off plushies and artwork and junk, and if I can show off that, then that'd be kind of cool too. I just enjoy art of all flavors. Except for those guys that do the weird sculpture art where he stacks up five barrels of. Okay, here, let me show this off here. Sorry, I realized that you couldn't hear me speaking while I was trying to show that off. But anyways, it was worth a shot. I'll have to take a picture of it and share it on some of my social media junk. But let's get those boys back in there, shall we? Great. Sorry, boys, I gotta close this so the people can see you because they care about the cats more than the show. There we go. Ugh. There's the boys, and that didn't work out very well. Anyways, back to the drawing. She could probably share it, but Mrs. Fylth has absolutely zero internet presence. As she cackles from beyond. Yeah, she's got no internet presence, no website, no nothing, no Facebook, no Instagram. Yeah, but she exists, I swear. But actually, I think she had a Facebook a long time ago. She was like 25 or something. But it's not important. I just think it's awesome. But anyways, as I was saying, some of the art that I don't really agree with is the guy that'll take 6 boxes or buckets of sand and then poke a hole in the bottom and then they all fall over and everyone oogles and ahs over it, which doesn't make any sense because yeah. Well, there goes the cats. Slackers. Alrighty. Let's give her a green teacup because she's currently drinking out of a green teacup today. Massive green teacup because she's got a crippling tea addiction problem. How about no? Dave, I'm sorry if they give you a strike over that because my ringtone is a song. So sorry, Dave. I just have to not give you my slice of pizza for this week. Dave pays me in slices of pizza, by the way, if anybody's ever wondering. And if you're wondering what type of pizza it is, it's ham and pineapple and feta cheese, which is always good. But if I could have any type of pizza, it would definitely be jalapeno, feta cheese, and pineapple. Because you get a little bit of sweet, you get a little bit of burny, excuse me, and a little bit of spicy. And salty, rather. Let's do the whiskey breath next, that grumpy old bag of mine. These space frogs. And if anybody's wondering about the other drawing that I did with my friend Fylth, she's got some other stuff she's working on. She's doing excuse me, she's doing a comic for the chaps at the Castles and Crusades role-playing game. Which, like I said last week, if you're into role-playing games, I'd give that one a shot because it's actually pretty good. I have a copy of it. The only problem is my players are a bunch of weenies and they don't want to learn a new system, which is pretty much the exact same system they're playing, but just a few different modifications to make it a little retro flavored. But one of these days I'll just sneak it in on them and they won't know. Here we have my whiskey breath, who's currently sitting downstairs, plotting to go outside, but the cats aren't going out because the gargoyle ruined the outside privileges for the cats because he wouldn't come in the other day, and I Had to go find him, and of course, he was in the spot that he always is, down the street a little bit, bullying Billy and Jimmy, my neighbor's cats. Because you know what? They kind of deserve it because they used to come here all the time and pester my cats through the window in the screen door. So tough titties for those cats. They just get picked on all the time. And he's much smaller than them too. I think maybe he's like carries around a knife or something in his pocket and just threatens all these other cats. That gargoyle, I tell you. Pineapple under the pizza. If you ever go to Vegas, I would suggest Castle Rock Pizza. They made a really good ham and pineapple. They thinly slice the pineapple in a circular, like as a circle, as opposed to little bits and pieces. It really did something, and the dough was good as well, which always helps with the pizza, and their sauce was tasty. I don't live there, so it may be different for people that get to go there all the time, just like people that come to Edmonton and they go, I want to go to West Edmonton Mall. I'm like, nah, you don't want to go there. It's boring. Like, but it's a big mall, and there's lots of stuff there. And yeah. They used to have a dragon in the Silver City movie theater. They still have it. It's just underneath. It's inside the basement of the place now because, well, costs, and also pretty sure somebody probably got singed by the fire that it used to breathe. There's a balcony there, and you can go up. You used to be able to go up on top of the balcony. If you'd stand really close to it when it would breathe fire, it would almost hit you. I wonder if anybody ever tried to light a smoke off of it. That's what I'd do if I worked there. Actually, when I was younger, I had some friends that worked there. It's called Scotiabank now because everything's named after a bank or Rogers Arena or something. But it used to be called Silver City. My friend he was the manager there. And after work, they'd bring their Xbox and they'd play Xbox on the gigantic screens and everything. That'd be kind of cool. Me personally, I would hook up my regular Nintendo to that sucker and play some Super Mario. Not like I'm good at it, but it would just be kind of neat to see Mario about like 14 feet tall. The Mario Brothers movie was actually pretty decent too. Apparently, there's a second one that came out or is coming out. I'm not sure. I don't follow enough Hollywood and popular things for the most part. Like I said, not really very many movies that I want to go see besides the new Mortal Kombat. But I think the last movie I went and seen was Alien Romulus, which was kind of interesting. Chicken Alfredo, Undead Jed and his chicken Alfredo with broccoli and bacon. Oh, yeah, I'm partial to broccoli because when I was a kid, my grandma used to always tell me that try to get me to eat broccoli and vegetables. She's like, if you want to have some broccoli, you can pretend you're a dinosaur eating broccoli. And that sold me because, what do 5-year-old boys like more than dinosaurs and war toys? I don't know, not very much, but anyways, and as I got older, I discovered that broccoli goes really good with Chinese food. North Americanized Chinese food, to be exact. And so I used to watch a show with my Collins. I'd pretend to be sick, and my grandma would come pick me up. And there was a show in Canada. It was called Walk with Yan. There was a Chinese guy, and he did beef and broccoli, and he really didn't hold back on the stereotypes for stuff. So this was back in the times when people weren't offended by absolutely everything. And even if you were offended or not offended, somebody today will be offended for you. But it was actually a really good show. I used to, go to my grandma's and watch that. But yeah, Walk with Yan, like WOK Walk with Yan. You can still find some of the episodes on YouTube if you're ever bored. Preferably not right now when everyone's watching my cartoons, but I'd give it a shot at some point in time. Good show. Now I have to draw Ghost Blob. Terrible. Color in the Ghost Blob. Where's my ghostly blue? What about the new Tron movie? I don't know, Jennifer. I never watched the first one, and I'm not too much of a science fiction-y guy, to be honest. I think my favorite science fiction movie is Blade Runner, which I could watch that movie a million times. The plus side about drawing or coloring a ghost blob is that I don't actually have to color her besides the the ghost color, which saves me from having to draw the intricate details of a calico cat. Now she's just a ghost calico cat. Blob. Actually, the other day I was at work and I was listening to music and hello, Mickey G. That's okay. You know what, Mickey G? It's there's 2 postings for this video. Are you seeing everybody on your one live screen or 2 screens? Ooh, I'm not sure. You know what? Probably ruined that somehow. I kind of noticed that earlier. I think. Well, I don't know. You see, I'm not the best with technology, so I'm sorry to everybody if anybody I missed anybody, I apologize. And yes, I will talk to Dave and figure out what's going on. I noticed that when I did put the show together, I forgot about it. I forgot about it yesterday, and then I did it yesterday, and I believe some kind of update because there's a vertical thing you can add here. I'll see if that'll work. Yeah, you can put this like vertical movie piece thing in here. I don't know why they did that, but they did. So I'm just gonna turn it off because it's goofy looking. Well, hello, Undead Jed in the right one. Hello, boy. But yes, I apologize for the double posting. But hey, at least this time I didn't put it on Rob G's or Dave's listings and whatnot because I did that once each. Sorry again, Rob, for that. Hijack his stuff to show cartoons, but everyone was probably thinking, oh, hey, Rob's doing a show at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Wait a minute. This is Dirty Fylth. What's going on here? What in tarnation? Yes. Hello, Undead Jed and Mickey G. And I think I may have missed somebody else. They have stuck in. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Anyways, the point is, it's good to go now. I hope. Hope everybody's in the right one. If not, then it'll be set up for next week for sure. Dave's probably just shaking his head. He's like, "Oh, jeez, Filthy, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life, Dirty Fylth? Drawing cartoons, eating chicken wings on the weekend, rolling dice with your nerd friends, creating interesting cartoons with your accomplice. She does all the hard work and does all the plushies. That stupid son. I gotta get blackout curtains. That's what I'm gonna have to invest in.
We had this conversation about blackout curtains.
I think we've had this conversation for like 100 weeks in a row. I was gifted another rubber ducky to go in the bathtub, so I'm gonna have a bath later with my rubber duckies. Let's see here. What will I do for the background color here? That my little bit that I need. Let's get this bad boy out. This is probably going to be this brush's last hurrah because it's all out of sorts. Yeah, poor brush. Hey, served his purpose well. You did good there, brush. Thank you. Put little extra details in here. Yeah. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Sometimes the brushes just don't last forever. When I was a kid, I used to think artists had brushes and pencils that would never go dull or never get all mangled or anything, but just one of those weird things that you hear in the schoolyard, and you think it's true, and then you get older, and well, I was lied to about that. I think it's the whole like thing of life is you hear one thing and then you believe it, and then later on you find out that maybe it was incorrect or wasn't quite as you remembered it. Still holds cat fuzz pretty good though, I can tell you that much. Cats. Just can't escape them. They're everywhere. Piled on Fox, piled on the bed. Release the quacking. Ow, bonk. Great. Ruin the cat cam. I'm out of control, everybody. That's all right. Sometimes you just have to be out of control too. He who makes a beast of himself forgets the pain of being a man. I believe it's a Hunter Thompson quote. He was an interesting journalist. Everybody mostly just remembers him for all his movies about drugs and everything. And yeah, sure, the guy was completely insane. Well, not completely insane, but he was a pretty unique guy, and everyone kind of remembers him for that. But if you actually read his journalism that he wrote, I think it's the incorrect term for that, but the stuff that he wrote was actually pretty good stuff. I enjoyed it. Where the Buffalo Roam is probably my favorite film with him. That had Bill Murray in it. And if I remember correctly, when Johnny Depp went to play Hunter Thompson, Bill Murray called him and said that he'll never get Thompson out of you. But I mentioned that last week too. But yeah, well, what do you do about it? So just gotta get this last little bit of the background done here, and then I can do the inking. And then once the inking is done, I can do the final bits. There we go. Whiskey's gonna need a little darkening on her grumpy fuzz, because years of being a grouch will dull your color. Whiskey. You don't have to worry about the gremlin. He's just full of pea and vinegar. Like we went outside for a smoke before the show, and of course, open the door. There goes the gremlin. Up and over the fence into the parking lot. Mrs. Fylth had to go chase him down. Complete disregard for everybody. But that's cats for you, so. For two screens, you mentioned that everybody that's in your live video. I keep going back and forth to both live videos. Oh. Well, then if it's YouTube, then sounds about right. YouTube seems to always be broken and drunk of some sort. You can't get their stuff right, and apparently we had a strike against my theme song, which doesn't make any sense because Tim James made it for me. It's not like it's a band music or anything. So Dave's got to spend his weekend figuring that stuff out now. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's a interesting thing. Don't play music from other bands, and then if you have music that you get from other bands, and you get permission, they still bug you about it, and then you have to send them paperwork telling them that yes, this band actually is letting me use their music for my intro or what have you. And they probably got some wiener guy sitting there, and he doesn't care. He just clicks yes or no, and then carries on with everything. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know the technical aspects of all that stuff. So I just like drawing the cartoons. I'm lucky enough Dave lets me use the platform here for everything. I thought it was maybe StreamYard, but like I said, they added some new options and everything to it. And it seems like every time I get used to technology, they gotta add something else in there, and then I'm struggling mightily to deal with it again. So just have to figure it out and then give it a couple test runs. And at least this time I was on time instead of the first time I did the show where everybody's hollering at me, "Are you alive, Dirty Filth?" and just blathering away into the darkness. Yes, if anybody that jumped in or new here, if you're interested in getting a copy of the Christmas card, just shoot me an email at filth@filthy.com, and I will. You have to have a P.O. box or a valid mailbox of some sort. And then I will send you a cartoon and a Christmas card. Maybe I'll even throw in all the Halloween cards that I did this year. I also did some Valentine's cards earlier. I do those as well. My favorite one I did this year was the Chupacabra. He's got a little heart in his hand and it says, "I'm a sucker for you." Terrible. I usually try to do a card for most of the generic holidays, like St. Patrick's Day. I always draw the Carl Stanton and Alan sitting around drinking green beers at the space bar. And then I did last year there was the Olympics. I did a couple drawings of Olympic themed things, which my favorite one was the Bigfoot with the javelin stuck through his chest, and then Carl giving him a strange look, and he's like, "I believe you dropped this." Yeah, Carl, those damn aliens, I tell you. Alrighty. Yeah, this brush has had its last day. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm just gonna save all the brushes and do things. Oh, hey, Baked Beano, how's it going? I believe I got NPZ as well. Most people are here. Look at Dave and saying Baked Beano's name wrong. Unbelievable. I wonder where the Jaquita is. I haven't seen her for a while. Probably abducted by aliens. Every time I see a pair of shoes just sitting there on the ground, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Abducted by aliens. I went to the store yesterday, or on Thursday. I had to send something back to Amazon. My moccasins, because they were too skinny and they were squishing my poor feet. Anyway, I was walking, and right by the light across the street by my house, there was a pile of clothes that were. They just looked like they just dropped. And that's what I thought immediately. I went, well, geez, that guy got abducted right out of all of his clothes. So that's probably why you wake up naked on a table with aliens around you, is because they can't get the clothes. It can only abduct the body. So I don't know. It'd be terrible. You get abducted. The first thing you have to do is go pee, and they won't let you pee, and you're gonna hold your pee in, and then you'd feel bad peeing on an alien's abduction table, and who knows, maybe they'd be really mean and bonk you over the head with something, but they probably got some kind of strange alien sedative for that sort of situation. I'm not sure. I've never been abducted by aliens, so if you've been abducted by aliens and you woke up naked, let me know to verify my hypothesis. Conversely, if you've been abducted by aliens and had your clothes on, let me know as well so I can further my hypothesis of clothes being abducted by aliens. In my cartoon world, I know that that ghosts can't be abducted by aliens because the tractor beam doesn't pull them up, so the ghost has to float up to the UFO. Which I believe I have a drawing of that somewhere. Alrighty. Got to do the H's now. And then on to, look at that. I haven't even used it. There's cat fluff in there. Strawberry jam and toast and cup of tea. Cheers. Well baked beano. That sounds good. I have some jalapeno jelly at work. That stuff's pretty good. I like it on crackers. Salty crackers, and you have to put it on the backside so that the salty side goes on your tongue first. And you get a little bit of salty, and then you get a little bit of the jalapeno burningness. I'm not sure if the restaurant still exists, but it's called Daddy-O's in Edmonton. It's like a 1950s style diner, and they do a pretty good jalapeno jelly. They also make really good po' boy sandwiches, which are tasty. The blackened catfish is good. Oh, well, Kitty Caddywhack, thank you for letting me know that it's actually YouTube. Easy to blame YouTube. It's like picking on the new kid. Easy to blame them for stuff. Or cats. It's the cats who ruined everything. Most often it is the cats because they're absolute terrors to begin with. So I don't know what they're doing right now. Is there anyone piled on you?
Nope.
Nope. There's probably some sort of shenanigans happening. They're downstairs plotting some sort of global domination. Gremlin's gonna rule the world, and God's help us all when that happens. There we go. A little bit more of my Christmas suit here. Of course, buddy Ray hasn't got back to me yet. Raymond. quality, the purple, and flesh color. Time for Mrs. Fylth's fluffy socks because her feet are always cold. Striped socks with a, I guess it's more of like a magenta or something. Somewhere between purple and pink. There we go. This is one of the few drawings of me without any war paint on. How about that? Excellent. Also, yeah, it should be good. Also, I'll get that there. Sleeves. Let's give Mrs. Fylth some sleeves instead of coloring her arms in. This pen's dying too. All my pens are dying on me. I have to go spend $1 million on art supplies here pretty soon. It's one of my few things that I don't mind spending money on when I go to spend it. Art supplies. Don't even look at the price of the stuff. I just pick it up and into the bin. There we go. Scribble, scribble. Oh, here comes that Gremloid. Hello, Mr. Gremlin. He's just hanging out in the hallway, lost. He's got no brains. Kitty Cattywack says she loves purple and green and orange as a combo. I had eggplant, purple, sage green, and burnt orange color schemes in my bedroom before I loved it. Oh, before, and she loved it. I apologize. I read that wrong. For somebody that finds spelling errors, I sometimes can't read very well. Well, Kitty Cattywack, if you decide you want a Christmas card, let me know and I'll see what I can do for the colors on the stamp, because I got a rainbow of colors that I use for the stamps as well. All right, should be good. I need my gray for the UFO gray, if you will. Gotta have a UFO later on. Touch up the old Gargy boy a bit here. Oh, there's that Gremloid. Hello, mister. Beat up that cat. Hey, little turd. And he flops over. The green or the chartreuse, that green, whatever, I call that the spaced out radio green. Because it kind of looks like spaced out radio green. Got to do the legs. All right, and missing some here. The rest of the socks, they can be gray too. One of my favorite colors is like a nice dark purple. It's always a nice color. Can't go wrong with that. Purple, green, and black, probably my favorite colors. And yeah, I know people say black isn't a color, but it's just a really dark every color. So there. All right. Gotta do the halo for Ghost Blob out in the supervisor lounge. And the cat eyes. Cat eyes. Gotta get that green for the Gargy boy. He's got emerald green eyeballs. He's slightly bit more intelligent than his brother. Good God, look at him. Yeah, that gargoyle's a mess. Gremlin's a mess. Whiskey's the only good cat out there. She's a good girl. She's old and full of wisdom and whiskey and cigarettes. Oops. All right, let's get the old number 5 and the number 4 and the number 6. Hold on, I gotta poke a gremlin. Yeah. 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 Take that. The gremlin has been poked in the belly. Hello, Angels Are Life. Thanks for joining us. I was poking that gremlin. He deserved it. Gremloid. Alrighty. On to my favorite part. The inking. which also brings us much closer to delicious, delicious chicken wings. I'm starving today. I might even have some French fries to go with them. Then afterwards, I have a coupon, and I have to get Mrs. Fylth a not a peanut butter parfait this time, everyone. Ice cream cake. Oh, yeah, which I mistakenly called an ice cream pizza because apparently I think about pizza a lot.
Didn't they have a pizza ice cream cake thing like ages ago?
They probably did. Maybe they do.
I swear they used to. That's some.
I guess you could probably just make your own. You'd have to. It's basically just a circular cake, but really short. I guess. I don't know. It's not important. Ice cream cake is tasty. You know what, though? They don't have a peanut butter parfait cake. No baked beano, you cannot beat good whiskey. Actually, for Halloween, when I went over to my pal Watson's, he had some fine whiskey that I had to check for poison about 10 or 11 times on it, so. Yeah, I thought I heard whiskey. No, I did not hear whiskey. Yeah. That Gremlin, by the way, he has no other. Yeah, some of the other channels I watch, if I've seen it. Oh, yes. The goofiness of YouTube. Boy, he's just rolling around on his back, licking himself. I wonder what it's like to be an orange cat with half a brain cell, barely able to remember to breathe. I thought I was going to have a difficult time trying to draw Blob and paint in Blob today, but I had a really nice dream the other day, and everything was really nice. And there could be nothing grumpifying that could bother my life. Well, I could probably stub my toe really hard. I'd probably swear, but my bed is like that. I don't know how it makes any sense, but I seem to always smash my toe on the side of the bed. It's like a wooden type bed frame thing.
I was gonna say if it's the metal bed rails that those things like thrive on destroying people's toes.
Pain and suffering.
Pain, suffering, blood.
Sacrifices to blood gods. Yeah, that gremlin. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Are you trying to eat the carpet? Are you a carpet muncher? Good gods. Wasn't that from Cow and Chicken back in the day? Or Cat Dog or something?
No, I never watched.
I think there was like an old cartoon, and it was like a kid's cartoon, and they had a thing, and it was like the joke was carpet munching, and I'm like, how does this get into a kid's cartoon? And then I realized that the people that write kids cartoons are probably the dirtiest people in the world. Maybe I should get into writing cartoons. I don't even think they have writers anymore. They probably just used AI for everything. A shame. Oops, I forgot to do the armbands. That's all right. I can do them afterwards. Because Mrs. Fylth is always freezing. It'll be 37 degrees in the summertime, and she's still got a massive, huge quilt that she puts over herself when she goes to bed. Still frozen. Not sure how it happens. Just the way of the world, folks. It's like, you get oranges from Florida, and Mrs. Fylth's always frozen. Gremlin has half a brain cell. Right, buddy? Yeah, just see the struggle. It's just incredible. Unfortunately, the cat can't reach that far. Otherwise, I'd show everybody, and you can see how much struggling he's doing. He's struggling like a drunken Joe Namath. If you ever want to actually watch a funny video, just type that into YouTube. Drunk Joe Namath. Oh, that's always good for a chuckle. I think he was a football guy at some point. I'm not really sure about football or anything. I don't mind watching a little bit of hockey and swearing at my TV, but not so much football. Go. I forgot the Sprogs on the left-hand side, but they'll just have to wait. Dastardly Sprogs. Out on some mission looking for an elf of some sort. Yes, I believe you're correct. Angels Are Life. Cat Dog, which was a weird cartoon. Yes, Dairy Queen. I don't know if that's a thing in the States. I'm not positive, but America's got all types of weird things. They get like In-N-Out Burger and White Castle and Chick-fil-A or whatever it's called. We have a Jollibee, which is a Filipino place, and it doesn't make any sense. They're like, we do burgers. Also, you can get spaghetti.
Jennifer, how about an episode where we can watch you draw the cartoon? Excellent.
I could do that. I guess I could do that. Usually I have all the drawings pre-done. I have this other one. This is the advert. You can't really see it very well, but you know what? I can do that next time. I have some pens that allow me to slop water, a ridiculous amount of water all over the place. I could definitely do that, Jennifer. I think I can do that next Saturday. I will draw the cartoon before I paint it. Probably take me a little bit longer, but that's all right. Because, like I said, I have a bunch of drawings that I've already put together, and I just pick one and choose it to paint. But I can show the process beforehand. I didn't think that anyone would be interested in it. That's why I never really did it that way. I used to, when I first started drawing on the show with Dave way back in 2022, I think it was, I would draw the cartoon or I'd draw the cartoon at the beginning on the show, and then I'd basically sit there the entire time. And yeah, I'd usually sit there for the entire show, but then of course the job that I work at started getting busier, and basically got to go into work and struggle mightily all night, all day, and such is life. I used to when we had the after hours show with Grant and uh crap, I can't even remember all the other people. We had a lot of people at one point in time doing the after hours shows, and I used to jump on with them every once in a while too.
And Jennifer Brother says that that would be cool. She'd like to hear you talk about your choices and how you're drawing it.
Okay, well, usually, like I said, I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do, and for the most part, once I start doing it, I usually just end up talking to myself anyway, so you guys can just hear me talking to myself. So that'll be interesting. It's going to be an interesting show next Saturday.
Is Grant not on anymore with Lee? I can't read off all this.
That's okay. Go for a nap, Fox.
I wish.
I'm not. I Grant. I know Grant had he just had another baby like a couple weeks ago. So I'm not sure if they're still on every Wednesday. I'm not positive. Um, I take classes on Wednesdays, and I don't really get any time to get online for anything else until later on in the day. But I'm pretty sure if Grant isn't on right now, it's just going to be temporary while he deals with his little sproutling. Handsome Grant and his when he has his beautiful mustache, his power stash. I gotta see that thing in person in Vegas. And let me tell you, it is a beautiful power stash. And Grant's just a good guy overall. I was like, I believe I'm gonna have a whiskey. Grant's like, I got it covered. It was like, okay, I believe I'm gonna have another whiskey. Nicole goes, yeah, I got that covered. It was like, well then, I will just take your generosity. So I always jokingly said that Grant's my American husband and Nicole's my American wife. So They're both awesome people. And did I mention that Grant is handsome? Yes. I even drew a cartoon of Grant and I. I can't show you guys because I mailed it to him, but there is a cartoon of us, and it was with Grant wearing his Superman costume that he had in Vegas. That was hilarious. Ugh, my hand's getting all slimy with sludge here. YouTube duplicated postings, so there's 2 live shows happening now. Most everyone is on the other show. Well, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you're all beautiful people anyway. One moment will I scribble. You know what? I'm just going to do the writing later. Look at I got my mankind's claw. Give you the mandible claw. Cat fuzz. How was your cat fuzz in the glove? Just cats, I tell you. Fox Vegas is slowly passing out.
No, I think I'm slowly getting the second wind.
Well, give you a IV drip of Red Bull and
For all of the above.
yeah,
What's the other one? Rockstar?
a massive pile of Colombian Special.
No.
Alrighty. There's me with my fake elf ear, which I don't actually have, but I've always drawn it in the cartoon, so. Yeah. I think I have my one piece of Christmas attire that I have. It's a hat that says Grinch, and it's green. And the story behind that is, well, I'm kind of a piece of garbage. I stole it from some children when I was like 16. It was hanging on a fence, and I walked by. I went, "Oh, that's pretty cool!" Yoink! And then yes, so that's how I acquired my Grinch Christmas hat, which worked out perfectly because it's the most Grinchiest thing you could possibly do. Pretty sure the statute of limitations is up, so can't really yell at me too much. And plus, I was stupid and 16. Now I'm 40 and still stupid, but didn't really make a difference. Now that I think about it, almost everybody that I grew up with in the North End doesn't exist anymore. Weird. I'll never get to see my wonderful drawings. Maybe they can in ghost form, I'm not sure. Look at those boots. I always make it a habit to try to draw the feet on my characters because I know a lot of other artists always seem to cop out and they always cram the feet behind something and or they hide it behind rocks or smoke or gravel or something and you can't see the feet and that always bugs me. Well, Jennifer, that's pretty much what Mrs. Phil's hair looks like. It's usually out of control. People ask her how she does it, and she goes, "I just crawled out of bed, and that's how it happened." And that's what it does. She's magical like that. She's a majestic beast. She's just as cute as she was in high school. Now I got to draw the ghost blob. Oh, my ghost blob. Sitting up there in the supervisor lounge. Doing supervisor things. The little tiny ghost ears. There we go. That's the easiest way to draw a calico cat. You just put a little round divot over their eyeball and then maybe one on their backside, and you got to put the number 13 there so you know that she's a ghost. And her little stubby blob tail. There we go. Look at ghost blob. Good old blob. She was the original spaced out radio cat. Used to always come sit on my lap all the time. Oops. Forgot to do the propulsion system of the UFO here. Oh, yeah. I had to learn how to use my left hand for writing and stuff when I got hit by a car years ago. So my right hand got all mangled up. And the pinky bone is still mangled. You can't really put a... I used to have this like gargoyle ring that my cousin gave me a million years ago. And it used to fit on my pinky finger really good, but it doesn't anymore because the bone's all mangled. Even when I poke it to this day, it hurts. That happened a long time ago. It was like 2013, maybe. I guess it's... Yeah, I guess it is a long time ago. It's like yesterday, I seen a thing that Final Fantasy IX was released 25 years ago yesterday, and I'm like, that can't be that long ago. And then all of a sudden, my hips hurt, my back hurt, and I just started falling apart immediately and felt really old. This live format is actually pretty cool. It's much larger, and you can see a lot more detail than the regular standard chat. I may have put the camera a little bit closer, and this is also a bigger drawing. Is it? Usually the drawing will fit inside this, so I can't really, because I usually cut it out and then it goes into a frame, and that's why I have this. So it's, like I said, it's a gruesomely large drawing. Undead Jed hasn't felt his right pinky since he was 17, and Undead Jed is about 170 years old, so that's been a long time. Alrighty, I gotta do the least favorite part of all this, the writing. Stupid lettering. Whiskey. That grouch. The leader of the space sprogs. Because Blob's retired. There we go. She's got her ciggy there. Because, you know, that's what whiskey does. She drinks whiskey and smokes cigarettes. Ooh, excuse me. The Gremloid. With his one brain cell. Half a brain cell, really. Little fuzz on him there. Oh, can't forget the prickly leg hairs there. Accuracy is very important. I need green for the olive in the martini, though I've never actually drank a martini in my life. And then Ghost Blob. I actually have the movie The Blob on VHS. I had the Telus guys call me the other day, and actually, I don't want to get out ranting here. Wait a second, let's see here. Undead Jed shattered his elbow when he was 16. Nerve damage from the third surgery. Oh, Fylth from Kitty Cattywax wondering, what's the difference between the two live videos? They're different formats. I don't know, because I can't see the other one.
No, she's been all
Oh!
over that since this
Yes.
started the different formats. You are correct. The one is like more zoomed in and like portrait. This one's landscape like it normally is.
Weird. Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just yes.
Here.
What am I looking at here?
This is the normal one.
Okay. All right then.
Make sense now?
Yes. Thankfully, my accomplice is here to help me not struggle mightily. I appreciate what she does. Gargoyle. Anyways, I have to rant about something. Telus guys were coming here and they said that there was going to be free pizza and they were going to try to peddle their, well, they're fish brains. They were going to peddle, what do they call it? Fiber optics, internet or whatever. Then I got home. And they said they'd be there at 4:30. And I got here at 5. Of course, no pizza. I had to ask the lady, I'm like, are you guys still doing the pizza thing? She goes, oh, we haven't got it yet. Okay, fine, fair enough. So I went out like 10 minutes later, still no pizza. I went out about 20 minutes later, still no pizza. And then they had the audacity to call me on my phone and be like, hey, do you want to buy fiber optics? I said, no. The guy goes, well, Do you have a TV? Yes. Do you watch movies? Yes, I have a VHS and a DVD player. And the guy didn't know what I was talking about, I don't think. And then, yeah, I was kind of grumpy pants about that. I really was really looking forward to having a free slice of pizza. But what are you going to do? Anyways, that's my rant. It's not terribly important, but really wish we'd had a slice of pizza. Bastards. Alrighty. And you know what, Undead Jed? I also broke my elbow, but I hyperextended my left elbow skateboarding when I was 16 as well. That was fun. I had to cut my brand new coal chamber shirt off of me, which I was a little bit upset about. And then I had to sit in a wheelchair for, I think it was like 8 or 9 hours waiting for surgery. Yeah. Just imagine the doctor, they come in. Doctor, there's some wiener kid came here. He broke his elbow skateboarding. And the guy's probably like, ugh, I was just about to go and break. Tell him to wait 8 hours. And so, yeah, I had to wait a while for that. And then,
Undead Jet asks, did you go loco?
no. I tried to sit up, and I couldn't sit up. Felt like a pile of bricks was on my chest. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
They cut off your coal chamber shirt.
Oh, yes, coal chamber shirt. Yes. Oh,
Loco.
yes, the coal chamber song. Yes. Okay, I get it. Yeah, well, I'm sometimes not the smartest guy. I can draw a good cartoon, but kind of oblivious to a lot of things in life. I really like Coal Chamber. They apparently came here with Dope and Slipknot way back in the day. Of course, didn't hear about it until it was gone. I'm not sure if it actually happened, but I would have liked to see them live. I kind of wanted to go to Deftones, but yeah. Bands just, they're good, but I didn't really want to go do anything on a Wednesday because I'm old and I go to a concert now and it's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, man, I should be in bed with my jammy jams on. I have no idea why Ghost Blob has a shadow, but she's getting a shadow. You're still there, Blob, in my heart. Do a little bit of snow piles there. Oh, my table is squeaking every time I draw here, so I was kind of losing my head a little bit. Right, I'm almost done this thing here, folks. And if you'd like to have a copy of this, possibly with some other little bit of art. Hello, boy. There's that gremlin again. Doesn't know what he was doing. He doesn't know whether he wants to come up or... What are you doing, mister? You coming up? You're just gonna rub yourself against my knee? Yeah. If you'd like a copy of this, just email me Fylth@fylthy.com and I will send you a copy. Probably have some cartoons with it as well. Or maybe a little piece of art or something. Sometimes I'll take some of my sketches and junk and send those along with some of the art as well. Because that people seem to like that kind of stuff. And then it also frees up space for me to pile more art into my art studio, which I don't know what that gremlin's doing. Which I'm gonna have to give it a good cleaning here soon. Are you coming up, mister? Come on. Come on. Come on. Jesus. Oh. Come here. I'll make up your mind for you. There we go. Get that fat gremlin. There we go. Hello, fat gremlin. There he is. There's that gremloid. Hello, gremloid. Yeah, just pile right in there. Yeah. Nothing's going to get done today, folks. I know. Hey, here. Stop eating the... Jesus. We're bringing you in here for show, not for... Oh, he's going to eat the cat cam now, apparently. This is going to be a terrible mistake happening. Oh, look at that. He managed to blur everything. Thanks, buddy boy. There we go. Weird. He seems to have a difficult time jumping up on the computer chair up here, but in the basement, where I do my majority of writing and everything, he has no problem bothering me on that one. It's just out of control. These cats. Especially that gray guy. Outside eating birds, bullying the neighbor's cats. It's gonna happen one day. He's gonna go find a big mean orange cat and he's gonna get his head punched in and come home and I'm gonna have to tape the side of his brains back in because he's gonna be leaking all over the place. I need brown. I need brown.
Staring at like he's half guilty, but also trying to say, stop him from talking about me.
He's just hanging out in the hallway like a goofball.
Staring at me with a somewhat guilty look on his face.
Does he have those sad gargoyle eyes?
No, he's kind of like, does she know? Does he know? What are you guilty of this time?
Yeah, something's obviously up. He probably puked in inside your shoe or something. Go to put your shoe on later. It's like, ew, disgusting.
Now he's just chilling. He's like,
Doesn't sit as handsome as Whiskey though. Whiskey sits the most pretty of all the cats. I gotta finish a little bit of color for this ear, and I'm almost done here, folks. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out and listening to the stories. And next weekend, I will do a special drawing right from the start. Then everyone can see that, how the process goes. You know what? I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'll just get into the show and then I'll get you guys to help me out with it. All right, here. Let's sign this bad boy. What's the 16th today? 15th. Yes. I appreciate everyone coming here to hang out. No, we only have so much time in a day. And for you guys to come hang out and listen to me talk about cats and ramble and fight the cats. I appreciate it. This is the Christmas 2025 card. Whoop. There we go. There we are. I don't have a frame for this because it's a little bit bigger. Gremlin is YOLO's xenophobe's spirit animal. Good luck with that one, buddy. You'll have your hands full with that. So this is the final drawing. So if you're interested, I'll be back next Saturday. And also during the week. Hello, boy. I have to make one quick adjustment here. This isn't to my high standards. Purple this up a little bit for the missus. Her fancy dress that she's got. Look at that thing. There we go. And do the arms too. That same kind of color there. Alrighty. Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with Dirty Fylth and Fox Vegas and Cats. You have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I shall see you all in the future. Thanks for coming out. Remain dauntless. Tschüss.